Check out this great deal on the Chevy Equinox front-wheel drive for just $299, or this Chevy Silverado crew cab just $399.
Just going to put the link out there so we can get some more people to join. Never done this before, so first timer on YouTube Live. All right. Got my lovely Cavs mug with me tonight and some vintage Cavs merch here. Yeah, this West Coast trip could provide some real challenges for this team. A lot of, for the fans too, these like 9-10 p.m. starts that I absolutely hate, and some tough matchups. So tonight's going to be a big one. True. We did. Let's see. Who do we still have out tonight? We've got Dean out, Isaac out. Where is Dean for sure out or not? Let's see. It's funny, while the Cavs are on the road, Bronny James is playing in Cleveland tonight. G League game, which I'm sure he's getting a warm welcome for. Probably gets more love when he plays in Cleveland than when he plays in LA. I was saying this recently, though. I wonder if he feels a deeper connection to LA than he does to Cleveland, because he was here when he was really young and obviously spent a lot of formative years here, but the bulk of his growing up has been in LA. So I just always wonder if he has that same I care about Cleveland that LeBron has. Probably not on the same level at all, but I'm curious what he feels about the city. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Do the Cavs win this game? Yes, I feel like if they're going to drop one, it's going to annoyingly be a drop one on this West Coast trip. It's going to be to the Warriors, and it's just going to be an annoying Steph Curry game. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. If there's going to be one that they're gonna drop, it'll be that. Tonight I'm feeling decent, which maybe I shouldn't be. Oh, okay, so we do have Dean tonight. Dean's not out. I know I mentioned that earlier. Dean will be in. All right, tip off. It's funny. I just had a notification on my phone that Bronny had some type of dunk situation in that G League game, so that's funny. Donovan. How lucky are we? How lucky are we to have Donovan Mitchell in this city? Curious what Jokic's overall stat line is looking this year. Yes, still insane. Averaging over 30 points per game, over 12 rebounds per game, over 9 assists per game. Just a beast. He's so big, too. Donovan. I don't know if anyone watched the Hard Knocks episode from this week, but they showed Miles at the one Cavs game, one of the many Cavs games he's been to. But he was like kind of talking to the players. He was talking to like Darius and Donovan and whatever. And it's just so funny, the contrast of those two teams right now. Like the Cavs are just doing everything that I would want one of my teams to do, and the Browns couldn't be doing more of the opposite. Like putting them side by side is just mind blowing. They're so different. Grateful for the Cavs, and then we have the Guardians getting rid of everyone we love, Jimenez, Naylor. Cavs are just continuing to ride. Good job, Jarrett. And they're just nice people. They're so easy to root for. Like, how could you not root for them? I feel bad for people who don't get to root for them. We'll figure out this camera situation as we go over time. I'm not sure what the right angle to have you guys watch me watch it on my TV. We messed around with it today, but I'm planning to do more of these, so hopefully we'll figure out what makes the most sense. And then I'm also looking at my laptop to see the chat and my computer. So a lot of things happening. What is Russ's stat line right now overall in Denver. Let's see. I haven't watched enough of the Nuggets to know. Pretty much right around where he was last season. 12 points per game. 26 minutes a game. Yeah. Every time I see one of those guys of that kind of era falling off, I'm just like, yeah, LeBron's been doing this for 100 years now. It's just insane that he can when just other guys are coming in and out, and he's still playing at such a high level. People in the NBA today grew up watching Russell Westbrook, and he is more on the decline than LeBron is, and LeBron has played much longer than him. That's just insane to me. I got this Cavs mug at the team shop after a game. I was just hyped about a win. Went in the team shop. I had been eyeing this mug for a long time. I was so pumped about getting it. And then I couldn't find it anywhere, and I was heartbroken. And then I just saw one randomly sitting on a rack, and I said, this mug was made for me. And I've used it every day since. It's a perfect mug. I know I talk to myself on my podcast all the time, it's just me solo episodes, but there's something weird about sitting here talking to myself watching this game, but I'll get used to it. Evan almost pulling up for a 3 there. Okay, Dean. Thank you, Dean. I waver on Dean a lot on how I feel about Dean and his role in this team. Really depends on the day. I don't know if Kenny has said anything about this, on if he has any intention on when or if they're going to put Strus back in the starting lineup. Obviously, they're kind of working him up in a lot of ways, but I'm curious on what the game plan there. I wonder if he's said anything about that. Thanks for the nice comments, guys. All right, yes. Do the watch along kind of camera there. That's kind of the way. I feel like that's what I've seen YouTubers do, where they just are kind of watching the game and the camera's just on them to the side, and it's very normal. So I'll get used to it. Like I said, it's just weird at the moment. I was going to say I'd really like for Darius to have a big game. I just feel like That's what I want, but I don't think, at least as of now, that's what it looks like it's going to be. It's okay though. It's someone's night every night. Might not be his night. I do agree on the Dean adding things defensively. And I do really feel like that fifth starter spot like has never felt concrete, even when they've tried Isaac, Max. Like it's still never felt like there was a perfect answer on what worked best. So I don't mind Dean in that starting role from a defensive perspective. And maybe honestly, it's one of those things where it depends on the matchup. If they're playing a team where Dean matches up better, then you have Dean out there. And once Strus is back to it, if you feel like you need more shooting in a particular game that you think Strus would be a better fit for, then you go with Strus. But I guess at least we have some time to work through that. It's still December, I guess almost January, but still some time to work through that before we get to playoffs. All right, Darius. There we go. Maybe he heard me. He heard me. Nice. Okay, Darius. He's here. Oh, that would have been so good. That would have been so good, Darius. I love when Dean gets real aggressive for a rebound. Really gets in there sometimes. Let's look at the order of the Cavs' upcoming West Coast schedule. All right. Computer's being real slow. I love when I go to the Cavs ESPN schedule page and the start of the season. It's just all the green W's. You have to scroll to get to a red L, which is the best. Okay, so we've got the order is Denver, obviously now, Golden State, then New Year's Eve is Los Angeles, and then at Dallas. Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting run. Like I said earlier in this, I think Golden State is the one that I don't know. There's something that always irks me. I don't know if you guys remember that game from a couple years ago where the Warriors, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, the Warriors were resting all of their starters in Cleveland. It should have been a gimme win for us, and we lost to their scrubs on the bench. It was just stupid, and it just felt like, oh, this is something with the Warriors is weird every time we have to play them. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a big Steph game. I don't know if you can follow up after that Christmas Lakers game. That was a sick finish there. I was having so much Steph PTSD. Like, my God, this man still doing it. But so is LeBron, and so is Austin Reeves. So that helped them, helps the Lakers that day. All right, we got Strus back out there. What are you going for? We have Strus and is that Karras? Yeah. Strus. Oh, I was at Strus's first game back after his injury, and the shooting was rough. Look, it's going to take some time, obviously, for him to get his rhythm, but I know that Kenny's probably telling him, like, just keep shooting, just keep shooting. You have to just keep shooting, or you're never going to get your rhythm back. Eventually, it'll be there, but if you don't keep going at it, it's not going to get there. But that was a bad shot. Okay, Karras. Darius, come on. Ah. Sorry for my moving around. Oh, I didn't even realize George was in the game. George is another one I sometimes get mixed feelings on. I think he's brought like a nice veteran presence energy to the locker room. I love the little bit he and Tristan do after games. I think that's really fun. I mean, I know you need role players on every team, but sometimes he's one I struggle with a little bit too. But he's been far better, I think, as a fit this season than last season. Last season, I was like, oof, what a big miss for the Cavs. Like, I just felt like that was probably not the right move for them. He definitely has come into his own a little bit more within this team this season than last year. But I guess that's also a product of being a much better team. I think, there were a lot of struggles they dealt with. And when you're as good as this team has been this year, only losing a handful of games so far, I guess all of the decisions they've made feel a lot better. I was saying this to someone the other day, like after last season when that article came out, that I'm still convinced now that that came from JB's camp. It was that Shams article that basically slandered Darius, Donovan, Jarrett, Evan. I wouldn't say slandered them. Maybe that's a dramatic word, but had criticisms of each of them, and it came out 2 seconds after their last playoff game. I was kind of like, oh, things seem messy. I thought they would maybe only be able to move forward with 2 of the 4, because based on that article, it seemed like, all right, Donovan and Darius can't play together, and maybe Jared and Evan can't either. So I was kind of like, well, I guess you should probably build around Evan and Donovan if you can get him to, continue to want to be here in Cleveland. And I was very wrong about that. I'm glad that they were patient and didn't do that. We wouldn't have gotten to see it this season, but I guess that article was scary. But maybe now in retrospect, knowing the only decision that they made was to fire JB, I wouldn't be shocked if that Shams article was kind of coming more from JB's camp, where he was like, I got to clear my name because I'm going to get blamed for a lot. And now it's kind of like, maybe it was your fault. JB was a nice guy, but yeah, tough. Evan. Wouldn't it be funny if the first game that I decide to live stream is just like nail biter to the end, game winner? That'd be kind of great. We'll see. Looks like it's going to be hard fought, so. Oh, that was weird from Max. He looked like he was going to shoot, but decided to pass. I don't really know. Oof. A lot of fouls.
Still in scoring, rebounding, and assists. Also is top 10 in steals per game. Wow. And he's number 1 in 3-point percentage.
What kind of minutes restriction they're having Strus on right now? I don't know how many he has been playing each game. Let's see. They've been having him do kind of like every other. So he played against Milwaukee, 19 minutes, none against Philly, 22 against Utah. We'll see what today is. That's pretty decent. I mean, doesn't seem too restricted. Godani? Strus? No. Donovan. Oh my God. Special. So special. Jokic has such strange form. It's like amazing. He's so good because it just looks so weird. Donovan. Oh, Donovan. I feel like sometimes I just laugh when I watch him play. Like, what else can you do but laugh? That would have been hilarious if Struess made one from half court but couldn't make anything else. Would have been hilarious. All right, up to. Looks like it's going to be a high scoring game. 40-38 at the end of the first. That's kind of up there. We'll take that. I like a high scoring game. I feel like we're having that as an NBA community, that annual conversation about like, are threes ruining the NBA? This happens like constantly every year. And I just don't think that's the case. I think it's a part of the game that has, allowed a lot of interesting players to also play longer. I mean, look at someone like Steph Curry, whose identity as a basketball player has revolved around what he can do from three. And he's kind of created just a new world for himself where he, for so many years made shots that no one else could make. And it's going to allow him to play the game. I mean, he's already playing the game a very long time, but it could allow him to play the game even longer and have a lot of longevity because, you don't need the physicality or the endurance or, a lot of the things that get taken away with age. You don't need for shooting threes. So I think that's a positive. But look, the game's always changing and evolving. I find it weird to constantly be harping on that. It's been that way for quite some time now. I think there's other things that are probably more wrong with the game that don't have to do with the 3-point shooting that they've worked on correcting too. Like, I think the rest issue in the NBA has been an issue for a lot of years on the stars resting, especially, with the way fans are going to games just to see a guy on a specific night that they love and he last minute is just resting. Those type of things have been plaguing the league for a long time. And then they created a rule to try to avoid more of that happening. So, I think they out of any league, I think they try to find ways to solve issues. Adam Silver does a good job of that. And I respect that. What's crazy in the current era of the NBA, though, is you have guys like Wemby, who historically would not be pulling up for three all the time. They would just be, your traditional post player. But these guys are learning how to shoot at such a young age, and then they end up being 7 feet tall, and they have this crazy skill set. So I feel like that's going to be a continued thing we're going to see in the league is guys who can do it all, like Wemby. Maybe not exactly Wemby. He's a specimen, but that kind of general thought. All right, we got Maryland. I don't know if anyone watching is a Buckeye fan, but this right here on this quilt is the oval at the Ohio State University. It's a quilt of the campus. So, fun fact, go Bucks. Hope they are going to get past Oregon. We'll see. I feel like everyone's saying, like, oh, they just have to get past Oregon and then they can win it all. But it would be so Ryan Day, so Ohio State to get past Oregon and then still, like, lose the next round. Not to be a downer, but that would be right on track. Donovan is mad. I need a replay. Commercial, no replay, I guess.
So you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 1.9% APR for 6 months, plus 1,000 retail bonus cash, and specially taxed 2025 sportage and Synergy vehicles. Hey, my treat today. Thank you. But I don't think I take that. Of course they take discount. It's accepted at 99% of times. 99%? I didn't know that. You're just talking about the past. I'm like, wait. Do it right. Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide. No cashback at all.
Just saw the picture of Bronny's dunk in the G League game. Nice, good stuff. Looks really cool there where the Charge is playing in a public auditorium. Pretty sweet venue. I like when they take older buildings and use them for contemporary purposes like that. It's like one of my favorite things. Appreciate old architecture.
This month's lease offers are no joke. Choose a Silverado 1500, only $493 a month. Equinox, only $384 a month. Trax, only $260 a month.
Selection is certainly comfortable. Preston Chevrolet on Friday, 7th, January 3rd.
All right, let's see with the challenge. Cleveland's ball. All right, Donovan was right. I feel like Kenny actually talked about this in one of his post-game interviews where they were asking him about challenges, and he was kind of like, I know what players to believe and what players to not believe when it comes to challenges. Like some guys, every time a play doesn't go their way, they get angry and are like, oh, challenge it, challenge it. And some guys are pretty honest about it. So I thought that was funny that he acknowledged, yeah, there's some guys that if they say challenge, I'm not challenging it if I don't believe that that's what happened, because they're probably exaggerating. But maybe Donovan's one that he does trust because he went with that in that situation. Oof. Evan. I'll never get over Evan Mobley not winning Rookie of the Year. Like, it still makes me angry. Scotty Barnes is a fine player, but Evan should have won. Oof, that was tough. I think he might have gotten touched a little there. How many points does Michael Porter Jr. have? Let's see. 15, yeah. It's felt like he's been going off. That felt like a little bit of a flop. I think I'd probably flop if I was in the NBA. Why not, you know? It's an art.
As he makes his way through that. That is so strong. That's what they get. Displays, but that's what happens in today's game. Porter's trying to get a little elbow there, and it just doesn't move it. Keeps going right at it. This is where the Cavs have to separate themselves. They got to take advantage of this second quarter. Thus far, the Nuggets second quarter has held forth. Donovan Mitchell with 16 points in his back pocket. Stands on the line.
I feel like this would be a fun arena to go to watch a game. I haven't really ventured to any other NBA arenas yet. Done a lot of ballparks, done a lot of football stadiums. Haven't really done any arenas other than been to Rocket Mortgage a million times. Maybe we'll work on that. I guess arenas are like the least interesting. Like ballparks have, I don't know, usually like interesting food, interesting like way it's been built, like history to it. Same with football stadiums. A lot of times there's like history there and like the atmosphere of football games, you know, it being only a few home games for each team each season. I feel like it makes it more special. Where most arenas probably are all kind of the same, but still would be cool to check out some other places. Ooh. Nice. Go Donovan. Oh, I thought Strus was going to pull. Oh, Strus is pulling up. Oh, man, he's just short every time. Doesn't have enough oomph to it. Yeah. I mean, at least he stopped him from scoring, but that was a bold foul. Oh, we got Ty Jerome in now. Donovan's out.
His first shift. Lost the power line midfield to Jerome. Jerome, this around strong. Kick it going. Ball up. Cross it. A fly by.
Let's check out what Ty Jerome's stat line is at right now this season. Because it's definitely mellowed out, I feel like, a bit. Yeah. Let's see. Not too crazy. He's still averaging over 10 points a game. It's always so fun though when he has one of those like 20-point games where you're like, oh yeah, Ty Jerome. Really important role player that we did not expect for this team this season. At least at this level, you know. It was kind of like, what are we going to do with him? All right, Darius. Good hustle, Jarrett. Love when they're falling into the stands for some good hustle. It's funnier when they go like flying 5 rows back on just like a random play. It's like, okay, relax. Interesting comment. Jerome or Merrill will be the odd man out to get under the tax line before the trade deadline. I think I'd prefer to keep Ty and get rid of Merrill if that's the situation. I like that I say that and then Merrill drains a 3. All right. Maybe he's listening too. He needed some motivation. Don't really feel like that was a play on the ball. Let's get a little end of the second quarter Cavalanche. Why don't we? That would be really nice. I would enjoy that. Oh, he was mad there. Okay, Sam. I get it. You want to stay. Showing off now. Another comment there that maybe they trade the rookie, potentially. I feel like they have some options here. I trust Kobe. He proved me wrong this offseason, so I'm gonna trust him in this.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide. Earn cash back, y'all. And you know, a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the bold flavors. It's very savory. And that golden crispy outside of the sandwich just lets me know that it's going to be so perfectly juicy on the inside. It's not present. Little customer pay for the testimony.
That's funny. People are posting some pictures and videos of Bronny and Imani Bates in the G League game facing off because they have had quite some history of facing off against each other for a very long time. I think they're the same age. So, or at least close. It's like when I think someone had said to LeBron, like maybe 2 years ago about, a certain player, asking him about that player. And he was like, it's so weird because like, I know that kid because my son played with him. And I felt like that was the moment LeBron was like, oh, I'm old. I'm old now. Recognizing players because of my child. Actually, LeBron's birthday is coming up. He's going to be 40 on December 30th, 3 days, 40 years old. That is just so crazy. I'm going to be going to MSG to see him play in New York in about 1 month from now. So fingers crossed for me that the Lakers, 1, don't trade him, and 2, that he doesn't get injured because I will freak out. I bought these tickets already and I want to see him play there before he retires because he always said it's his favorite place to play. So he better be playing in that game. At least for me, if nothing else, LeBron. To everything I've done for you. Oh, Darius. Ooh, that almost went in. That was great defense from Dean. Ooh, dishing it back to Jeremy. Okay, Darius. Joe Jarrett. All right, we're going on a little bit of a run here. Is this a Cavalanche? I don't know. Maybe not quite yet. But this is a run. I wonder, is there a number that constitutes a Cavalanche? Like, do we have a threshold? I don't know. Oh, it was a 16-0 run they just had. Wow. That's probably a Cavalanche, I guess. Anyway, Ty. I feel like Ty Jerome reminds me of someone, but I can never think of who it is. I don't know.
There's the foul. Good job. That's a play by Sam Merrill.
Dang it.
Over Utah, which he hit 6 threes. He also got 3 steals to Sam. Yeah, I think we need to start. We're doing a better job. The overall ability, I don't know who Westbrook was.
I don't know what that was.
The overall ability of Sam Merrill with both ends of the play, defensively, he's one of our most tenacious defenders. We talk about the big guys who are very rim protectors, but you want somebody to flat, keep your room to get after. Sam Merrill's like, Garland fires a 3. Darius Garland has another triple.
Darius.
He's a touchdown.
Darius is maybe having a day. Maybe my wish is coming true. Let's see, how many points does he have? He's got 15 now. Pretty good. That was great awareness by Darius there on that 3 too. Just spatial awareness. You know who's probably having the time of their life is Tristan Thompson. Couple minutes every game. Gets to just have fun. Every time I'm at a game, he is the most vocal person on the bench. Like, always standing up, screaming. So engaged the entire time. Like, it seems like he genuinely cares about this team. Does his little post-game thing with George. And tells guys about what it was like to win a championship in 2016. Nearly a decade ago now, which is so concerning that is that long ago. But yeah, I think Tristan's probably having the time of his life. Darius? Ooh, that'd have been so sweet. Oh, nice job, Jarrett. Oh. It's all right. That's all right. Tristan is lobbying to be assistant coach or next announcer. I could see him maybe wanting a gig. I mean, he did that little TV stint with Richard when he was retired for like 2 seconds before going over to the Lakers. So I think I could see him wanting to be in the media. I don't know if he really wants to settle in Cleveland, though. He probably would want to get back to LA. I mean, I think that's where at least some or most of his kids are. So I don't know. Who knows? Best place to watch a Cavs game in Cleveland. Corner Alley's always got TVs on everywhere, so you're definitely going to get like a view of it, which is important. Jeez. Donovan. That was awesome. A bar seat at Butcher and the Brewers, a good spot for watching. What's the one place? Whistle and I think they just changed the name of it. Let me check. Whistle. I think it's just called Whistle now. Yeah, Whistle. They've got some good food, a wall of beers that you can like do your own beer type thing, pour your own beer, and a lot of TVs there. It's always hard to find the right, spots that have good seats with the TVs near you. It's always the problem. Donovan? Attaway. Ooh, what a sequence right there from those 3. Donovan to Karis to Evan. Beautiful sequence. That's when you can tell these guys know each other so well. that there is benefit to playing together for a long period of time to get in a sort of rhythm with people. There's so much movement in all sports now where I think it's harder to find that like instinctual rhythm with people. Kind of like on another level, what LeBron and Kyrie used to have together, especially towards the end. It felt like they understood each other on the court so well. I feel like this Cavs team has started to show more of that chemistry of just really knowing where that other person is going to be because you've played with them for so long. Jokic, he's so big. Just turns around, doesn't even move, puts it in. Insane. That's right, though. We still got, what do we got? A 14-point lead. Hopefully, build on it a little before the end. Donovan, build on it. Donovan, build on it. What is he up to? 28 or something insane? 25. 5 of 8 from 3. 8 of 11 from the field. Unreal. We gonna get a Donovan 40-pointer tonight, maybe? He hasn't really had to have those this season, honestly, just because they haven't had to put the burden on him to do that, where he had to previously be putting up these crazy games just for us to continue winning. Now he's like, all right, I can get, 24 and then chill out, which is probably a nice change of pace for him. Dang it. Ooh. That's right. What are they doing with that clock? The clock just reset to 12 minutes, which that's not right. But yeah, it's probably nice for Donovan. I think he, might not have to give so much throughout the year that when it comes time to have to do a 7-game series against Boston, there's going to be other guys who can hopefully contribute more, and he'll have the energy to, if we need to, at that point, have him put up one or two of those 40-point games that we know he has in him. All right, 1 second on the clock. Let him go to the locker room. I love when they do that at the end of an NFL game, where it's like, a team's up by like 3 scores, and they still have to like figure out how to run the last like 2 seconds of a game. It's like, just let him go. It's fine. All right, halftime. Let's get some maybe questions in the chat or something, so we have something to talk about for halftime while we wait. Oh yeah, I guess they did have it. Was it exactly 40? Yeah, because they had 40 in the first and 40 points in the second quarter. If you keep that going, that would be great. Love that. Yeah, Dean had his 2 baskets early. Hasn't really done too much since. Jared has 14. And then Sam's got 9, those 3 threes. Love a balanced scoring night. My favorites nights on the stat sheet, and I feel like I've said this a million times on my podcast if you listen to it, but it's when it's like 12, 14, 15, 18, and it's all like in the teens for like 7 or 8 guys. I'm like, yeah, that's some balanced basketball right there. Love that. how many pairs of glasses does Serena own? She probably wears the same one a lot. You know, I haven't asked her, but it's like I feel like that's it's a staple for her at this point, you know. It's such a part of her identity. She should get crazy with it, wear some funky ones. Let's look at Denver's stat line. See what they've got going on tonight. They're pretty balanced as well. Jokic 16, Porter 15, Murray 12. Pretty balanced. What kinds of questions do I want? I mean, probably mostly Cavs, but if there are any questions in, we have some time to kill until the third quarter starts. Is it confirmed that Bronny's for sure also playing in the game tomorrow? Like, I know he's here, but does that mean he's playing in both games? I don't know. I'm not really sure of the G League logistics. Hopefully, because I know a lot of people bought tickets just to see him play. So, live watches, I'll have to do some bets ahead of time that we can discuss together. Favorite non-playoff Cavs game I've been to? Oh, gosh. You know, I mean, I've been to so many, so it's like it's hard to pick. But was it 2 years ago against the Celtics, the Grant I'll make them both game I was present for, and that was just a fun ending, and always enjoy like a hard fought Boston game. Anytime you can catch one of those in person, I feel like that's fun. So I feel like that's up there. I went to a game in middle school where I got to sit courtside through like a friend's dad's, company ticket type situation. And I was in my like basketball sweats sitting courtside in like the 8th grade. And I like went to the little like back tunnel that like all the, courtside people get to walk back in. I'm eating like crab in my basketball sweats. Like it was just, I didn't appreciate it at the time. Now I'm like, gosh, can I do that now? Because that would be fun. But then I was just coming from basketball practice probably. So we made it work. Should look through. I don't know if any of you guys use this app. It's called Memento, and you can track all of these sporting events that you've been to. So I went back to like 2014. I don't have the like dates of the games I went to throughout my childhood, so I wasn't able to really go back any further than that, but I in this app through all sports have been to 144 games, which is pretty sweet. But I was going to try to see if there's any other Cavs games listed in here that I remember being particularly fun. I mean, I like, anytime I was growing up and I got to watch LeBron play. There was another this was not actually about the game. When I was growing up, I won tickets to go to a Cavs game, got to bring 2 of my friends. And then while we were at the game, we were in middle school. We were told we had a snow day. And that was like the most exciting feeling you could get as a child, to already be like out and about and then know you don't have to go to school the next day. Incredible. So, and I think I won a little gift basket. So also exciting. But that wasn't even about the game. I don't remember who we played. I was wearing a white LeBron jersey though. I do remember that. I don't know if anyone else is when they're logged into not Bally anymore, but FanDuel Sports Network, when it goes to the "we'll be right back" kind of screen rather than commercials. Like, how do they decide when to show that versus a commercial? I don't know. Because it does both for me, just depending on the break. I really love Karras and how he's fit in this team. That was a really exciting day when we made that trade for him. I think it happened in that season where we were really on the come up. Like, we hadn't reached, a point where we were being respected by everyone in the league yet. It was kind of the first real year that we were showing something. I think that was that the same year? Yeah, that would have been the same year as Jarrett and Darius's All-Star year in Cleveland. But making that trade for Karras, like, that was just an exciting day because it felt like that's a team that knows that they're going to be something that would make a move like that. Whereas for many years we were just a struggling team that we didn't make moves at that point because it wasn't really worth it. We were more so trying to maybe offload things, get draft assets, figure out how we were going to rebuild. But to be making a move that was like, okay, we're competing for something and this is why we're making the move, very exciting. And that one has really worked out. Like, Karras has been a foundational piece of this roster. He obviously has his up and downs, but man, when Karras is firing, like, he can also have those 40-point games. He's had him against Boston before, had him in, big moments. So I'm happy about that. And he fits the identity. Like, he has the same kind of more mellowed out personality type that a lot of the guys have. Just very fits with the culture. For sure. That's why when people are always like throwing out names of certain guys of like, what would you want to have them in Cleveland? Like, sometimes people do that with Draymond, which I'll never get behind. I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, I hold grudges, and if I feel some type of way, I'm probably gonna feel that for a long time. At least in sports, not really in life, but in sports. And Draymond is one of those guys that it's like, I can't put you in a Cavs jersey. That would be ridiculous. But when people throw that out, I'm like, he doesn't fit who they are as a team. Like, I think he would throw off the energy and what they have going on. And I just don't think that would be right at all. And there's been a couple others that have been thrown out over time as like, oh, should the Cavs bring this guy in? I'm like, no, not a culture fit. And I think that's important, especially with how patient they've been with this team and how much they've been trying to build something here. Don't do anything stupid where you're bringing in a guy that's not a culture fit. All right, just about back. That is a good point with the Steph in the Olympics. I did enjoy watching him in that. I also enjoyed watching him when he was on LeBron's All-Star team in Cleveland, and the crowd went from booing him and Aisha because, of course, we're going to. She said some words that we won't forget. To just like cheering for him because he was going off for Team LeBron in Cleveland. And I think both Jarrett and Darius were on LeBron's team. So it made it all that much better. So those are probably the two times that I would cheer for Steph. And look, I can respect Steph and his greatness, but like I'm I'm not going to be like, oh, I love that guy because I have too much PTSD from it. Maybe, maybe when he's done playing the game, I'll be able to enjoy it for what it was more. But I mean, when I was watching that Christmas Day game, that was stressing me out watching him hit those threes. I'm like, no, stop. Especially not against LeBron. I needed LeBron to win that game just for my personal enjoyment. Back to commercials. I thought we were just about back, but here we are. I decided now I want a Donovan 40-point game. Like I also wanted a big Darius game, but now that Donovan's at 25 at the half, I'm feeling a Donovan dominant performance where he's just going to drain some more threes in the second half. It's amazing that the Cavs have still been doing this well when, like, I feel like the opposing teams now know, okay, we got to respect them. Like, they are, playing at a very high level, not losing many games. I kind of felt like maybe at that point, teams would just play them a lot harder and it would be tougher for the Cavs to continue to have these type of dominant wins, but they've still been doing it because I feel like teams probably lost some respect for them after last season. Like beating the Magic, but then losing to the Celtics, it kind of felt like they had plateaued in some ways. And I feel like throughout the season, they weren't their best selves either last year. So I don't know how much respect, everyone else was giving them. But I feel like now everyone's coming every night with their best stuff because they want to beat us. Good job, Darius. Yeah, the third quarter is always a bit of our kryptonite if any point in the game is where we can let a team inch their way back in. So that's all. I feel like that's a lot of teams' problems, though. So we're going to have to put in some work here. Slouch in. I'm going to sit up a little more. Okay, Evan. Lucky bounce. Jarrett. Spreading the love. Look at that. Mm. Sometimes Evan still struggles with that, just controlling the ball when driving to the hoop. I feel like he has those moments occasionally, but it's probably hard not to. He's so lanky. I'm sure that makes it challenging. Good job, Jarrett. Yeah, just keep getting to the line. Getting these foul shots. Wear them down. Mm. How many fouls did they say Mobley has? Maybe just second, but I'll make sure. Attaboy, Darius. Ooh, that was a deep three he just shot there. Is that Murray? Yeah, that was crazy. Evan 3? Oh, Evan. Oh, I love that Cavs fan. I just saw courtside jumping up there in their Cavs gear. That was good. He's probably having a great time. Is Donovan okay? Yeah. Come on. Come on. Please be fine. Swear to God. He like landed on his foot, kind of. Is he up at least? Like, where? I don't like this. Okay, he's on the bench. Okay, so at least he was able to go over there. I don't like when they're just sitting on the ground not getting up. It's concerning. It's like every time when someone hits Darius's face and he'll be on the ground, I'm like, swear to God, I can't do this again. I don't know if that's a foul. I think he might have just landed weird and jumped in. He might have jumped into him a little bit. Yeah, like you can't jump forward like he did. I try to be an honest fan. Although I can be very biased. I couldn't even hear what I had my volume down so low I couldn't hear what they said in the official review. Donovan's like giggling though. Oh, the Denver coach looks mad, so we got the crowd involved. How about just try to beat us, okay? Try to beat us. I'm going to eat my words if I keep talking like this. Good job, Donovan. They've been really weird with the scoreboard, I feel like, today, or the score ticker at the bottom. Okay. Dang. Murray is real good. Oh, go Darius. Getting too cute. Okay, maybe Kenny timeout? No, they're just gonna go. If there's one more rough play like that, probably Kenny timeout there. Let's see. Good job, Jarrett. Okay. All right. Grab it. Ooh. The way Jarrett caught that rebound, I don't know what happened there. We'll take it. Hit him. And there's that timeout. Yeah. Murray's real good. Real good. Which we knew, but Let's see. Any interesting things happening in the stat line tonight? Jared's up to 20, 28-3. Jared just does his job, man. Shows up every night. Never is the most talked about player. But like that's a great night for him, you know. Love it. The plus minus when he's on the court tonight too is 17. That's awesome. Haven't really gotten much from the bench. 2 from Strus, 2 from Ty, 9 from Sam Merrill, but that was all in the first half, at least as of now. Big starting lineup night. Especially with Jokic having only 28 and 6. Yeah, it's funny what is considered like slowing down Jokic. It's kind of the same like for any of the stars in the league. Like, you know, if you could hold someone under like 30 points sometimes, you're like, yes, what a win. I feel like people used to be, not to bring up again, but used to be like that about LeBron back in the day. It was like if you can keep him below 30, like that's a big deal. But that's the respect those guys deserve. Huh. I can't hear what Kenny's saying, but I know he's talking about Jarrett getting his due, which is funny. I was just saying that. I love how honest Kenny comes across in his little interviews that they show. Always just really feels like he's telling it as it is and how he really feels about it. Ugh. Okay. Let's bring it in now. Let's get it together. I don't like some of what what's happening. Okay, good. Good, Darius. Good, Darius. Is that a block from Dean Wade there? All right. That was nice. Got his left hand in there. Swat away. Ooh, nice. Way to get your hand in there. Darius? All right. I mean, it's a good, play, but it just love to make those. Whoa. Okay. Lots happening. Can we just control for a second? Like, I don't like the messiness. I mean, I like the thought of getting that ball quickly down the court, but just got to clean it up a little bit. Okay. I like that, we're up by 16 and I'm like, not enough. I want to be up by 30. This is the standard that we have in Cleveland. Domination. God, he shoots so weird. It looks so weird every time. I'm like, there's no way that's going in. Gotta protect the ball. Oh, Jarrett. Okay, Jarrett. Wow. Block and then get the ball back. Okay. That was awesome. And then Dean getting blocked. Jared Allen, man, like I was saying, comes in, does his job, doesn't ask for any credit, doesn't need anything, just shows up and does the work. And that was great. That was great. Oh boy. Okay. A lot of frustration coming from the Denver side tonight. I get it. It's frustrating to play the Cavs. It's Denver's record. Let's see. 16-12, 5th in the West. The Thunder 24-5. That is crazy. Really crazy. Let's see. When do we play the Thunder coming up. That would be a fun one to go to. At home, January 8th. Love that. And then again, we play them away January 16th. Those are going to be two really big games. Oh, missed a Donovan basket. My bad. Thanks, Donovan. It's no wonder every NBA coach loses their voices every game. You just look at them, how much they're screaming throughout. It's crazy. I hope they drink a lot of tea. That didn't look great from George. Oh. Evan. Out of way. That was good. God, they're still playing so hard, man. I love it. Never satisfied. Like, I love when we're up by a lot and they're still diving for balls, making plays that they don't necessarily need to hustle that much for, but they're still going to hustle anyways. I love it. They have played this Anthony Edwards Christmas Sprite commercial 700 times during this game. Literally 700 times. Anthony Edwards really is like the next gen face of the league, though. Like he's got the personality for it. Obviously, very talented player. Probably going to be making it deep into the playoffs many times, over the coming years. Has a real, I think, opportunity to be, just a general face in this league. Yeah, I guess they're right now the Timberwolves, the 9 seed in the West, but it's pretty tight within there. You know, there's a lot of teams that are kind of all within the same range. Like they're 15 and 14. The Suns are 15 and 14. The Warriors are 15 and 14. The Spurs are 15 and 15. It's a group over there. What was the Pistons record last year? 2023. Wow. They were last season. No, wait. We're going to go. Okay. The 2022-2023 season, they were 17 and 65. 2023-2024 season, they were 14 and 68. So they only had 14 wins last season. This season, they already have 14 wins. That is exciting for them. I mean, I don't really like the Pistons, but that is a big jump to already be at 14 wins when that was their max last season. Pretty crazy. All right. Let's get some more magic. Let's get back to over 20-point lead. Dang. Oh, I didn't realize Donovan was at 30 points now. It's good. LeVert, attaboy. Attaboy, LeVert. How many did they say he has tonight? Was that his first basket? Yeah, that was his first basket. Okay. Donovan. Another one for Garris. We got that 20-point lead. I don't want to jinx it. It might change right now. But for a second, yeah, changes now. For a moment, we had the 20-point lead I was hoping for. Not a great shot.
That assist and Jokic has yet another triple double. His 12th of the season. That leads the NBA. 42nd his career. That's the third most in NBA history. He passed Magic earlier this season. Number 2 is Oscar Robertson. Number 1 is his team, Russell Westbrook, who has 200.
Evan? Oh, another Evan 3. Is that just his second on the day? Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Second 3. Oof. All right. 15-point lead going into the fourth. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, that's crazy. Darius has 23, Jared has 20, Evan has 18, Donovan has 30. That is a core four if I've ever seen one. My God, this Anthony Edwards Sprite commercial again. Every time. Every time. Probably got paid a bag to do it. You know, it's funny. I feel like everyone right now is having the conversation after LeBron made the comments on the Christmas Day game saying, I love the NFL, but, you know, Christmas is for the NBA. And I get what he's saying. Like, obviously, historically, that day has been for the NBA. The NFL has most recently decided to infiltrate and take over another day because those are the ratings that they have and they can justify doing it. I mean, each of those games had about 24 million viewers, whereas each NBA game had like 6, 7, 8 million viewers. So yeah, like I just don't think the NFL is ever going to slow down on that. I think they're going to probably do an additional game next season, probably have 3 games on Christmas Day. Like they're always going to continue to ramp up. If the ratings are there and people are watching, there's nothing that's going to stop them from continuing to try to grow that. And I saw so many people commenting that like it was probably intentional for them to do those specifically on Netflix because it is much harder to flip from Netflix to cable or wherever else that you're watching those NBA games. So it, you know, if you're watching that NFL game, you're kind of more likely to stay there rather than exit out of the Netflix app and have to go back onto cable. It's not just like flipping channels, you know. So yeah, that's capitalism for you, I guess. They're gonna keep going. Knock on wood, but it's been nice for this long period of time to watch these guys, for the most part, be healthy this year. Just ruins things when the guys can't stay healthy and you never get to see them together as a group. It's been really fun to watch them as a unit over a long period of time.
Thank you, Serena. As now Sam Barrow gets whistled for a foul. So 2 quick fouls on the count as a dozen seconds into the fourth. Join us late. The Nuggets got into foul trouble early in the third quarter. A little bit husky. 5 minutes in. Started with a jump stop.
Okay. Let's. Ooh, no. Didn't like that. Let's clean it up. Can't let him go on a run here. Cannot let them go on a run. I don't know how I feel about this lineup out here right now. George, Merrill, Strus. I mean, I guess maybe they don't want to wear the starters out, you know, across the board, but don't love it. Evan? Oh, Evan, another 3. All right. Let's go, Evan. Big night for him. Should have bet on that. Evan over 3s. I don't like George in that corner 3. Ugh. No, not good. Come on, let's get a stop here. Nope. Too close. Got 10 minutes left to play. You can't get too comfortable. Man, those Evan 3s are sweet. I love it. I love an Evan Mobley 3-pointer. So good. Oh, Mobley again. Okay, big dog. Okay. That's so good. Keep going. Keep shooting. It's big time. 4 for 6 from 3 tonight. Well, I need to know what his betting line was, because that would have been a fun one.
Something about the way we're working just isn't working. We were caught up in complex people requirements. We're distracted by scheduling staff in multiple time zones. We're thinking about the complexity of working remotely while facing
I don't even know if you could bet his 3s in this game. Or maybe it's just not showing me now, but sometimes they're very limited in the player props that they're giving.
my treat today. Thank you. But I don't think I take over. Of course they take to stuff. It's accepted at 99% of times. 99%? I didn't know that. You're stuck in the past.
God, that Evan 3s. The Evan 3s are awesome. Sorry, I'm going to keep talking about it because it was so fun. You have to tweet about it real quick. Twitter is like freaking out over his 3s. It's just a beautiful thing to see. He's come such a long way with his shooting from where he was as a rookie. That's why patience is key. Patience is key. As good as he was his rookie year, there's just so much room for him, and there still is so much room for him as a player. And it's good to allow that to happen. Even in the article I was talking about earlier, the Shams article that I think was from JB's camp at the end of last season, was basically saying like the team wasn't prepared to develop Evan Mobley, which was like kind of a crazy thing to say. But it feels like where he's at now, and maybe some of that was working with Kenny this last, few months, has really brought out some different parts of his game. Mobley up to 41.5% on threes. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. What a well-rounded game he has. And, a great move to the basket there. Just like he's doing it all. Doing it all. We love him for it. To 26 points on the night. Can't take her foot off the gas, though. Still 9 minutes left here, so never get too comfortable. We're Cleveland sports fans, or I guess if you're listening to this, I feel like you probably are. Never get too comfortable. Never feel complacent. It can always go bad. There's always time. Gotta get those rebounds. Okay. Somehow came away with it. Wow, that was a beautiful Donovan run down the baseline. Dish it to Strus in the corner. Loved that. Beautiful. Great shot from Strus. Maybe we just need him to shoot really off-balance threes, and that'll get him back into the swing of things. Mobley. What a night for Evan Mobley. Felt like he barely had to jump to block that. Just towered over him. You got to grab those rebounds? Okay. I'm a yes on the Strus headband. I like that he grew his hair out. I like the headband. I think it makes him – I feel like he looked kind of like little boyish before. Now I feel like it gives him some character. I like it. Now I would like him to start playing better with it so that I can feel that identity. But, yeah, it's good. Oh, that was a big block. Oh. Ready to move? Donovan. Let's go. We're up to 130 points, and there's still 7.5 minutes left in this game. That's unreal. Saw Serena just tweeted this 4th straight game that the Cavs have made at least 23s. That's the first time that kind of streak there has happened in franchise history. That's awesome. 23s. We are taking advantage of the 3-point shooting era. That's all. I feel like Strus, a couple times since he's been back, is like he'll have a moment where he just like forgets how to play basketball. He's like, wait, where am I? He just does something weird. Like his first game back, he just like jumped on someone's back. I forget who it was, but he just jumped on someone's back just so aggressively. And then he was laughing after. I think he just was like, just forgot a little. What am I doing? What am I not allowed to do in this game? jump on someone's back. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, that was really nice by LeVert there. A nice move, but I think Jared ended up tipping that in. I couldn't really tell. It's weird not having the sound on full volume because I'm doing this. Karis? So I can hear faint things of what they're saying on the broadcast, but I can't quite always make it out. All right, let's do a little stat check update. See what we got. Like score. Wow. 26 Mobley, 22 Jarrett, 23 Darius, 33 Mitchell. That is a sight to see. Karis up to 8, Sam Merrill at 9. Love it. Love to see it. Let's see if there's any other cool stats people are tweeting out that I can read about this team. I feel like most of oh, that's nice. DeJuan Jones is at the Charge game tonight. Love his support of all the teams. I feel like he went to a ton of Guardians games. He's always just like out there supporting the other teams. He's, being a part of the city, which we appreciate. Because you don't always get that. I feel like most of my feed today has been talking about the Deshaun Watson restructure of his deal. Obviously a big topic of conversation. Look, I'm not surprised they did it because it's so much money that they still have to pay him. It would be so impossible to meet the demands of guys like Myles Garrett, saying, hey, I need us to be contending or, having a plan for the future if I'm going to stick around here. And if they don't spread out Deshaun's contract, it's going to be really hard for them to make a case for how they plan to be a competitive team. So I'm not surprised that they moved it around. I still hope to God that he does not play a single snap next season. I know they're still intending on bringing in what they're saying is competition for him, but I just hope he doesn't play another snap with this team. But I'm not freaking out over the contract stuff. I mean, what's done has been done already. It's fully guaranteed, massive deal. It's just about where they're putting the money at this point. Mm. Well, Karis really showing up in the second half of this game here. Had, I think, 0 points in the first half, so good for him. They have a lot of threes too, it feels like. I wonder how many they are at. 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Only 13 compared to where we are. We just had another. Wow.
Every aspect of the game, John. They're going so well right now. The season high 38 assists. The Cavs have hit 20 or more threes for the fourth straight game. They've never done it. They had never done it 3 times in a row. Franchise history. This is a game before that streak began. The Cavs hit 19 in a victory in Brooklyn over the Nets. Here's Jokic. He gets a brief rest as he stands at the line. He's played a lot of minutes. Jamal Murray has played 37, far and away the most from either club. By contrast, Evan Fournier has played the most minutes for the Cavaliers. He's at 30. He comfortably rests. Along with Donovan Mitchell, as here's Levert. One step back for three. He's got another.
Wow. Karras again. 142 points. Still 5 minutes left. That's so silly. Stupid good.
He has been extremely efficient. Here's the receiver. He's taken only 4 shots from the field. He scored 10 points, 4 assists, a pair of blocks. Most of his work has been on the defensive side. They learned the qualities that Kenny Atkinson has thrown at Big Jokic here tonight. Yeah, he's been outstanding defensively. He's made some big shots that didn't really couple possessions ago, but defensively, he's been outstanding. Jokic works on the way. It goes to Curry for 3.
I was just looking up to see what the most points ever in an NBA game were. I don't know if this is right. I think it was the Pistons in 1983, 186 points against the Nuggets, 186, 184, all-time shootout. That is crazy. 186 to 184. I mean, did they just like shoot threes back and forth? That's crazy. Let's get a Darius 3 here. No, Darius driving. Oof, in and out. That's tough. Ooh, nice pass by Karras there. I don't think Jared was even ready for that. That was a great pass. Got a little fancy. Oh, they did challenge it. Interesting. A Sprite coach's challenge, to be specific. Not just any coach's challenge. Sprite.
Big man. Yeah, absolutely do. Right. Say, what's he saying? So we await verdicts. It's a urban beach. Still has a headset on his August, New Jersey. NBA Replay Center.
They just wanted a water break. Denver only has one timeout left, so. I picked a great game to choose to start live streaming. I wanted an offensive battle, and that's what I got. Thank God. Would have been really boring otherwise. Wouldn't have had much else to say. All right, let's make a decision. I hate when they take so long on these. I'm like, okay, you saw what you saw. Let's move on. It's okay. They just said that on the broadcast too. I don't like that this is taking so long. All right. Challenge unsuccessful. You got your water break though. I just want another Karis 3 or maybe another Evan 3. Just for fun. Oh, franchise record most points in a road game? Is that correct? That would be crazy. Okay, let's protect the ball a little here. Don't be stupid. Just finish things out. I know there's 2.5 minutes left, but championship teams don't stop. I wonder if they're recording another one of those. I forget what it was called. The NBA Netflix show that followed like Anthony Edwards, LeBron, Jason Tatum, all those guys last season, Sabonis. I forget the name of it, but I wonder if they're doing another season this year, and it would be so sick to get a Cavs player on that. I would love if they had like followed Donovan Mitchell throughout the season. That would be so great. And we could see his pop star girlfriend, Coco Jones. Would love that too. Oh, nice. Jokic is mad today. Again, like I said, I would be too. It's tough to play the Cavs. It's tough when you have to play the best team in the NBA. They show up in your house and put up over 140 points on the board. I'd be frustrated too. Darius Garland, 146 points on the board. Good stuff. We putting the scrubs in. Let's go. The scrubs are in. I respect all the Denver fans still sitting here and watching this one till the very end. Even though they know it's over. Max and the Scrubs. Max, George, Sam, Jalen Tyson, Ty Jerome. Tough shot there from Ty Jerome. I love how sloppy the ends of these games get. It's just like a lot of bad passes. Okay. Okay, Niang. See, they messed that up on the ticker again. They just put 3-pointer over Denver and then at the same time did it over the Cavs name. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but they've been really weird with the ticker, sometimes getting things wrong today. They did it with the clock at one point. I think the operator's confused. Oh, launch it. All right, that'll do it. Excellent game, boys. 149 points. Really can't ask for much more for my first live stream that I'm doing on YouTube. Gonna try to do more, so just keep an eye out on the channel. If you're not subscribed, then you should, because it'll show up for you. But appreciate you guys showing up tonight. I'll probably try to do these for maybe some Browns games coming up here too. I know we don't have that many left and they're not that entertaining, but looking forward to hopefully doing that as well. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll try to do Sunday's game. We'll see. We'll see how it's going. All right. Let me read this last comment over here. Yes. Playing freely. That's 100% it. They seem like they're having fun. They're playing more freely together. They are going deep into the bench, which I don't want to fully blame JB for, because a lot of times those bench guys just weren't showing up when they needed to. So he didn't always have, I feel like, as many options almost as we had this year. Like even having Ty Jerome be an option has really changed things for the different rotations that you can go to. So, but yeah, I love everything Kenny's done pretty much so far, and I appreciate it. All right. I think we're going to be logging off here. Thanks, guys. Like I said, please subscribe and come back for more. Have a good one.